And I will just take off on the critical things that has to do with communication skills, just like we've heard, from that lecturer. Communication is very, very important. And one of the most important things is listening skill. It is said that a communicator that will be a great listener even will not preempt what even the speaker is saying. And that's what is being emphasized there. Now, the best way is, listen to more of what is being said and don't prejudge before you answer. That helps you even not to even bring a lot of emotion into conversation. And so now we will look at, these are some of the winning skills in negotiation, and I will drill down on them. The first is effective verbal communication. Verbal communication has to do with, what we speak and all that, but not all verbal communications are effective. I repeat, not all verbal communications are effective. Communication is said to be effective only if it brings about even a feedback that is desired. So if unintended feedback is what you receive from your communication, then it is not said to be effective. So you must study how particularly you speak. You must study how you present. You must study also how you get people to buy into what you speak before you can achieve the desired feedback. In negotiation, what is desired feedback? Is for you to go back home, even at least with your best alternative to the agreed negotiation, even be met. So whether it's a win-win, whether it's win-lose, whether it's lose-win, whatever, you want to go back home to say, yes, I closed the deal. I signed the dotted line. That is when your negotiation even is successful. So you have received even what we call the expected feedback. Feedback is so critical in every negotiation. So if you don't receive expected feedback, it seems your negotiation is not effective. And your communication might be the reason why the negotiation is not effective. And what you add from that class, even that you listen to, is the fact that what makes verbal communication effective in the main is your listening. Let me explain how strategists and experts in communication describe an effective communication. They say that a communicator who is listening in an effective way is like a poor boxer. A poor boxer doesn't hold up his guard. A poor boxer is not defensive. He lets down his guard so that the other person, easily gets at his face and punches him right on the face. They say that's exactly how effective listening is all about. An effective listener does not put up his guard. You listen with your face. You listen with your eyes. An effective listener, therefore, does not preempt also what is being said. You take it all in. Someone said also an effective listener is like the dish of your DSTV. You will find out that when those installers came to install even the dish, they tried to locate where the signal is best. They turn it until they get the exact direction of the signal. Then they lock it up there. So if you want to listen effectively, the signal of the communication is coming. The signal of the communication is coming from the speaker. So you must be able, even if you want to be effective listening, face the person. Let your facial expression show that you respect him. Because when you are doing other things, when you're speaking, it shows disrespect. Let your facial expression shows the other negotiating team that you are interested in what you are saying. Let it show that you are drinking in all that you are saying. This is what effective listening is all about. And we said effective listening is critical to having a winning negotiation. And it is important for you to receive that expected feedback. Don't forget, I said, communication is not effective unless you receive the expected feedback. Indeed, a communication channel even has to be closed with a feedback loop. If there's no feedback loop, communication is not effective. And for you to have an effective verbal communication, you need effective listening skills. I describe it as a poor boxer, and I describe it as you setting the dish of your receptor, which is basically your face, towards even the direction of the signal of the message, which is the person who's speaking. This is very, very important. It's very important. Okay, it shows respect to them. It shows that you are connecting. It shows that you are listening. One other thing that's a winning skill for negotiation is when you reduce misunderstanding, you speak in terms that are understood to the other party. You use cues that are understood to the other party. For instance, I usually say it here, you know, when you are doing your preparation and planning stage in negotiation, you must have studied what is the culture of the people I'm going to negotiate with. You know, what kind of body language resonates with them. For instance, if you are negotiating with an Indian team, don't forget, to the Indian team, when you nod your head up and down, it means no. Even though to the Nigerian team, in the African culture, when you nod your head up and down, means yes. So if you are talking and you are nodding, you know, with an emphasis to show that you are saying yes as an African, the Indian will interpret it to mean that you are saying no, and they will be confused. It can break down the negotiation connection, and so you must reduce misunderstanding with maybe the grammar, maybe the way you put together your sentences. Reduce misunderstanding the way you use your body cues, body language. This is very, very important. Another way in which you can improve, and go towards winning negotiating skill is building rapport. I want to say here that building rapport doesn't start on the negotiation table. You can build rapport before. In most cases, I will encourage you, as people who want to be adept in negotiation, that you start building rapport before the negotiation even session starts. For instance, even arriving early to the negotiation venue, meeting, exchanging cards behind the scene, asking even maybe and exchanging information beyond even the negotiation, even will have built up a rapport even before your negotiation starts. This is very, very important. So building rapport before, building rapport during, okay, and building rapport after helps you to build a strong forte for negotiation. And you will find out that if you are someone who is looking for a win-win on a long term, you don't just want to win just one negotiation and there will not be another in future. Building rapport is very important. It helps you to, it guarantees referrals, it guarantees open doors, it guarantees possible repeats. Don't forget, sustainability of organizations is guaranteed by possible repeats, not just by a one-off. The one-off is not your goal in negotiation if you want to have possible repeats. So you must build rapport. And you build rapport before, build rapport during, and build rapport after. Now, problem solving is another winning skill for negotiation, particularly when you go about it through brainstorming. When you don't put down, you don't cast aspersion on the suggestions or recommendations of the other party. You see the other party as your team. No idea in brainstorming session is foolish or stupid. That's what you must understand. So every idea, don't forget, you have set criteria, which is you have placed on the wall. That these are the criteria even that will make you to say yes to any agreement. So both of you up front, you have agreed that these are our criteria. And based on the agreed criteria, you throw up even possible alternatives and options that can help resolve the problem, and I agree on a common interest. And so this problem-solving approach helps even to have a winning negotiation that results in win-win. This is very important. So go about it with a problem-solving approach. And we've had the Harvard, even people say that don't focus on the people, no matter your differences. Focus on the problem. Focus on the interest. What is the issue to be treated? And let us get at it from the divergent angles and let us get it resolved. This is very, very important. All right? Are we together? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now, thank you very much. Now, the issue of decision making is very important. How you go about making decision. Don't be seen as wanting to lord it over the other party, to force down the throat of the other party, even what is your own point of view. No, that will bring about resistance. And this is where again listening comes in. When you are a good listener, let him or her from the other party who leads their team or who is speaking, let them speak through. A poor listener, as we've heard from that conversation, that video, a poor listener only listens 25% down the way and quickly provides solution. You are preemptive. You are doing as if you know it all. Such a stance in a negotiating environment brings about even a body language that is negative. That's the interpretation of what the other party interprets it. It's negative, and so there's a blockage. And once there's a blockage, there's an emotional even gap in between you, and there won't be a buy-in. Your intention on a negotiation table is for the other party to see your point of view and to have a buy-in so that you both have a win-win. That's intention. So in decision making, be careful that you don't force it down the throat of the other party. You also you listen well, and you try even to brainstorm to solve the problem together. And likewise, decisions that are agreed upon, document them and let both parties sign them off. Particularly when it's a formal negotiation, let it be signed off and let it be detailed enough. Okay, let the decisions be detailed enough. Before it is signed off, let the other party read it, they agree to it. Let your own party also read it, agree to it, then sign it off. Okay, let the scope be clear. Let the details be clear. To what extent? If there is a time frame, duration within which the negotiation will be subject to another renegotiation, let all the terms and conditions be clearly stated. This is very, very important. Another skill that can help you even to have winning negotiations, you must be assertive. Please, assertiveness is not aggressiveness. These are opposites. Assertiveness is not also cowardice. That is the extreme. On the extreme is cowardice. On the other extreme is aggressiveness. Assertiveness is midway. You know your rights, you know what you want to go for, you know your interest, but you're not lording it over the other person. You are not aggressive, while also you're not intimidated. Intimidation is on the side of cowardice. Do you understand it? So there is a balance when you are assertive. There is a balance in assertiveness, and this is very, very important. So you must pursue and follow the balance. Pursue and follow the balance. That is when you are said to be assertive. You know your point of view. You know even the partner that your organization has given unto you, that this is the minimum even you must come back with. You know even the interest of your organization that you are representing. Okay, you are not cowed in, intimidated even by the seemingly prowess of the other party. All right. However, you respectfully listen to them. You respectfully even appreciate their opinion, but you put up clearly, these are the criteria that will make us to say yes. You also see their own criteria, and both of you brainstorm towards even the various options that will give even a win-win based on the criteria of both parties. That is assertiveness. So don't forget, I said assertiveness is on a continuum of the lowest being cowardice, the highest, the worst or highest being aggressiveness. So assertiveness is the mid road where you're not a coward, you're not just easily giving in. So as even to now suffer a lose-win negotiation. Rather, also you are not even rabble-rousing on the other party. You are understanding enough even to take on board their own opinion, combine with your own opinion and see a win-win. You are not aggressive. So please, assertiveness is not aggressiveness. And one of the ways in which we know whether you are aggressive is from your body language, is from your tone, the tone of your voice. We know whether you are aggressive or you are assertive. So the how, again, the process of communication shows whether you are assertive or aggressive. It is very important. But one thing you must learn is to be assertive. You are not browbeaten, and yet you are not aggressive. This is very important. Another winning strategy, if you want to be astute in negotiating, is you must learn to deal with difficult situations. And I promise you, difficult situations will arise even in negotiations. Sometimes you might have prepared and planned very well, and the other party will throw a spanner into the club. And that's why the best way to preempt difficult situation is to be transparent enough to, to have agreed before entering into the negotiation proper. These are the criteria and conditions that will make me to say yes, and also ask the other party what are their own criteria. So it is upfront declaration. It helps you not to enter into the murky waters, the troubled waters of difficult situations. Okay, so when you are very transparent and they say that the other party sees that it's not as if you are holding a secret trump card you want to use against them. This sincerity even breeds sincerity. When the other party sees that you are indeed sincere, it helps them to lower their guards. It improves their listening skill. They want really to hear you out. They give you a benefit of the doubt. You find out that their aggressive stance even it freezes out. Their body language is much more receptive towards you. So these are some of the things you must learn. The skill of dealing with difficult situations. However, if it arises, even though you have done all, you must now learn how to communicate in difficult situations. You don't go aggressive for aggressive. You may call for a timeout if it seems all emotions are high. It is possible. Call for a timeout. That timeout may make the high emotions to fizzle out, and after a break, you come back. In some instances, the difficult situations may be because even the other party is not clear about your position. Clarify, reemphasize, rephrase. Try to engage and ask for areas that seems gray to the other party. Don't dominate the discussion. It may put you, it may posture you as someone who is aggressive instead of assertive. You want to dominate and want to browbeat them into taking a decision. These are some of the ways in which you manage manage yourself, from entering into difficult situations. But I've said, you cannot control all variables. So if you enter into difficult situations, what do? Don't answer, with aggressiveness, even when the other party is aggressive. try to douse the tension. Make good use of time breaks. Talk in measured tones. If your pace is too fast, and that is why even the other party is confused and you've entered into a deeper situation, having received a feedback about that, try to go at the pace that will be acceptable to them. These are things you must begin to do. They help you to have winning negotiations. Are we together? Hello, class.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. I hope it's been helpful. I want someone to tell me which of these skills have you used before, and how did you use it when you tried it in a negotiation environment, negotiating situation? How did you use any of these skills? Can we try Ahmed? Ahmed, in any negotiation you were involved in, have you tried any of these winning skills? And how did it turn out? Ahmed, Olakanmi, whoever is forced to open the mic, please speak to us. Ahmed or Olakanmi. Let's hear your comments at this point in time. Hello? Ahmed and Olakanmi, are you in class? What about Alima? Alima Isa, talk to us. Have you used any of these winning skills for negotiation, or you've used other skills that we've not even listed that you want to share with us in class? Alima, Ruth, Okade, Femi, let someone open the mic and speak to me. I am waiting. Ruth, can you open your mic? Alima. Alima. It seems. Sorry, is there a connection issue also there? What's happening?
Yes, sir. Network is very bad here, sir.
Oh, so sorry. But please,
I've been trying to join the class since it's been going up and down.
Oh, so sorry, but you have been able to join now, I hope. Hello? Hello? Okay, I can hear you now. So please, I want experience to be shared. If you won't mind, I will ask Amoo-Onidundu or Amina or Ahmed. If any one of you can open your mic, share an experience with us. That will help us even take home something much more practical. Hello? Hello? It seems, okay. Oh, Amina said we are having issues with our network. So sorry. Okay. Let me move on then. Maybe we can have our question thereafter. I will move on. All right. So basically, I would just say winning skills. We have gone through effective verbal communication. How that even applies to you. Please, think about it. How you have used, how your verbal communication has been the roadblock towards effective negotiation in time past. Think about it. Think about how now you can use, even having learned, what effective verbal communication is all about, how you can improve on verbal communication so as to have better negotiations in future. You've learned also about effective listening skills, okay? And how I described it as a dish, as a poor boxer, and how, effective listening starts from the face and then the body language. All right. So you've learned about that. You've learned about not preempting, people. You learned about listening to them. Okay. You learned about how you will steer them gently, even if they are repeating, so that it won't look as if you are disrespectful. You will steer them gently, even towards reaching a convenient stop, and before you take over. Okay. You've learned about poor listening is when you only hear 25% or less, and you quickly just give an answer. Okay, you must clarify, is that all? You must rephrase, is that what you are saying? Okay, if I understand what you are saying, is this what you are saying? You rephrase, you re-emphasize. Those are skills in effective listening. Then we said also, you try to reduce misunderstandings, in your communication, by using the right words, the right body language, using the right examples, so you using the right graphics if you are presenting. Then we said you must build rapport before, during, and after. If you are someone who is good in networking with other people, you will find that negotiations will be more of success for you. Then we said you must, focus on problem solving, not focus on people differences. Okay, issues are the matter of focus. Interests are the matter of focus, not positions. And we said, the issue of decision making must be seen as, a collaborative, jointly made. So that at the end of the day, the other person will not think that you have forced down a decision even on them, and they will be thinking of a lose-win approach instead of a win-win. We've talked about assertiveness being the midway, even between cowardice and aggressiveness. So you must seek that gentle, sweet spot, that mid road in between cowardice, intimidation, and aggressiveness. Okay, and we said that you must learn how to deal with difficult situations. You must learn how to preempt difficult situations and devise strategies for handling difficult situations. These are the things we've said. I just thought the recap is important, so that, for those who had problem in network connectivity, so these are the things we said here. Let's move on. There are some common pitfalls in negotiation. Or let me not go there first. Let me ask if some people can give me, what do you think are the common pitfall, the booby traps, the challenges, even okay, some people who have network problem are coming back in. Oh dear, I'm so sorry, I've admitted you back into the class. Okay, so please, people who have network problem, you can tell your colleagues if they have been thrown out, they can come back in. I think it's a bit stable. A lot of people who have been thrown out are back in class. So sorry. Okay, so Amaka, can you tell me some, what do you think are some of the pitfalls in negotiation? Some of the things that can make a negotiation fail. Amaka, can you speak to me? And Adams, can you speak to me? Larry Adams. Amaka Nana. Amina Abubakar, any one of you, what do you think, what do you consider might be pitfalls in negotiation? Things that may make negotiations not go through. Yes, Amina, please, you can speak to us.
Not given too much attention.
Okay. Thank you. Not giving enough attention while responding. Okay. Yes. Thank you very much. And when you do like that, you are not giving attention. The person thinks you are disrespectful. The person thinks, maybe what I'm saying, is not even important to him or her. And so you find the person also will be defensive when you present your own position. So thank you. Attention, attention, attention. And we said attention is critical in effective listening. Thank you very much. Will any other person want to tell us another pitfall in negotiation? Any other person? You can open your mic. Franklin, you are in now. Can you tell us anything you perceive will be a pitfall in effective negotiation? Things that can block effective negotiation. Tinimoye, Roots, anyone?
Maybe I would say lack of patience.
Awesome. Lack of patience. You are very
You
right.
will not be able, you will not be able to communicate properly to your customers or to the person you have to sign the deal with.
Awesome, awesome. Lack of impatience, impatience. Please note these things down, class. We've said even impatience is also another critical thing. Impatience, impatience. Awesome. Poor attitude even is shown by impatience. You are not managing yourself well. Awesome. Any other thing? I want a third one before I go to my own slide to show you the thing I've listed. Tosin, can you help out? Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I said language barrier.
Language barrier. I love that. Language barrier. And please, can you explain a little bit more about that?
All right. So now you cruise with this one. No?
Okay, okay. Please go ahead. Hello? Oh, you've closed your mic again. All right, language barrier is critically one major thing in negotiation. And that's why you will find that there are interpreters in international negotiation. Okay, language barriers. Culture barriers is another thing. Not understanding their culture, because don't forget, culture will inform the language. And the language is not only the verbal things we speak. Language also has to do with non-verbal cues. You are speaking and communicating, and that, reflecting the wrong verbal cues may cause a roadblock in communication. And once communication breaks down, negotiation breaks down. So don't forget language barrier, culture issues, impatience. All of these are critical, even hurdles you must overcome if you want your negotiations to scale through without any problem. Amazing. So let's look at what I wrote here. Number one, I said, if you fail to plan, you have planned to fail. Everyone plans, whether advertently or inadvertently. But you must, when you plan, you are taking responsibility for the outcome. When you plan, what you are doing is you are actively involving yourself to predetermine the future. Even though you may not have 100% control on the future, but you are actively involved in planning the direction of negotiation towards a desired future. So when you do not plan well, maybe due to insufficient research, maybe poor preparation, you didn't, what is the demographics, what is the psychographics of the audience? How do they think? What is their philosophy? What possible scenarios would they be bringing to this negotiation table? So you have planned around scenario analysis of the possible even interests and positions that they have. Who are the power brokers? Who are the shadow figures behind even this negotiation team that I will be interfacing? So you have to do as much as possible, get enough information. Data is important. So poor planning, even in terms of planning, poor rehearsal, because part of preparation is your rehearsal. Your team must rehearse. How do we exchange baton? How do we even support one another as a negotiating team? Who does what? If there are questions in this aspect, who answers what? It must be a seamless team rehearsal. So much that it becomes something that it's second nature to you at the negotiation table. So poor planning, insufficient preparation. The second thing is when you have a lack mentality. when you think the pie is fixed. These are kind of people who do not have sufficiency mentality because they are fixated on position, not interest. This is a common pitfall. So once you see that the other party, what they are bringing to the fore is all about position, not interest, try and drill down. What is their interest in that position? Remember the pumpkin example among the three friends. The position is, I want the pumpkin. The second person, I want the pumpkin. The third person, I want the pumpkin. That's the position. So you can drill down. Sir, what do you really want in the pumpkin? What exactly do you want to use the pumpkin for? When you drill down with those questions that shows empathy, we tell you, really, I just need the shell of the pumpkin. That's all I need. I want to use it for a mask. Then you ask the second person, what exactly do you drill down from position to interest. That's what I'm saying. And once you drill down from position to interest, it changes the lack mentality into sufficiency mentality, as people see that indeed we can all have a win-win at the end of the day. The third common pitfall in negotiation table is when you fail to pay attention. I think someone mentioned that. Thank you very much. When I've told you, effective listening is paying attention, not being distracted. When you are at a negotiation table and you are fiddling with something, it shows distraction, and it shows that you are telling the other person what he or she is saying is not important. That's what we are saying. You are saying what he or she is saying is not important. So you must pay proper attention. And I've told you how you pay attention. Your receptors are on your face, your receptors. Your communication receptors, about 80% to 90% of your communication receptors are in your face. And that is why an African adage says the words are in the eye. An African adage says words are in the eye. So, people can perceive sincerity from your eye. They can perceive even lack of interest from your eye. So communication starts from the face. You look at the person, okay, you drink in the information being passed. It shows you are paying attention. Whether you agree or not is not the issue at that point in time. Someone has opened a mic. Sorry. Someone's mic is open, so there's a feedback. Thank you. Please close your mics. Okay, I think it's Abiba. The mic for Abiba is open. Okay. Thank you. All right. So I'm saying and repeating again for emphasis. The major receptor in any dialogue, in any communication, is in the face. And that's why I told you earlier on that great communicators are like poor boxers. What a paradox. Poor boxers are not all guards when they are boxing. They let down their guards, and so their face becomes easy reach and easy target for their opponent. This exactly, however, is the good hallmark of a great communicator and a great negotiator. However, don't give away negative feelings from your face. And don't also be blank. Let your face communicate interest and attention. This is very, very important. Again, I repeat, let the facial expression at the negotiating table communicate and convey interest and attention. This helps the other person to lower his own guards also, and to be much more, receptive to your own point of view. Don't forget, attention begets attention. Resistance begets other cycle of resistance. So as much as possible, avoid the pitfall of poor attention or no attention. The other 20% of your receptor are in your body, your hands, your shoulder. For instance, I can see from how you hunch your shoulder, whether you are tensed by the things I'm saying or that you are relaxed. The way in which you open your palms on your hands also shows me whether you are sincere or you are opposed to what I'm saying. When you clench your hands in an argument, it shows that it's like you are gritting your teeth. You are in an aggressive position. So don't forget, your body language also resonates the message you are saying. The other thing that's the common pitfall, particularly in cross-cultural negotiations, is when you are treating all negotiation as if it's a local negotiation. You are treating all negotiation scenario as if it's the same negotiation with that of your culture. This also shows poor planning and poor preparation. Ahead of the negotiation, you have done due diligence to understand the people you are negotiating with, to understand their culture, to understand even the values and the priorities even of their culture, even to have some kind of understanding of the interest they will be bringing to the party. So you prepare well. You prepare well. Do you know that for some of you who will be looking for a job outside of where you are after your service here, also when you go for interviews, it's also a negotiation scenario. You will fall in the pitfall if you don't do your research well about the organization. Who are the board of directors of the organization? What is the vision? What's the value? What are their strategic goals and objectives in the 5-10 years? Today, this information are free for you to access on the web. So if you do not have all this information and you are asking, if for instance they give you opportunity to ask questions after the interview, and you are asking questions that are mundane, that are already in the public space, they know that you are not deep. They know that you are not thorough. They know that you are not painstaking enough to do research, and they may use that to judge you, even in terms of if they give you the job. So this exactly is also an example of how you must be painstaking in not assuming cross-cultural negotiations as if they were local negotiations. This is important. So if the team coming to negotiate, if by the time you finish your service here, you have maybe an opportunity of being retained with the Bank of Industry, okay, or whichever organization where you're retained in, okay, you must due diligence to know your business very well. What business is your organization all about? Because it's first of all, in strategy, the high point is first, you must know yourself first, know your organization first. Then the second level is know your opponents, know your in the other negotiating party, know them very well. Do thorough research. Amidst even all of this, you will be able to understand what is the strength, what's the opportunity, what's the weakness, what's the threats within your own organization and within the other organization. So you will be able to know where to pitch in, where are the gaps, where can I show even my area of influence to address their area of interest, their weaknesses, and their opportunities. So, all of this helps you to be able to have much more successful negotiation. And I will say as a next point, please don't pay too much attention to anchors or icebreakers. Okay? The main business should be made the main business. All right? Anchors, when you pay too much attention to them, may distract even and may derail you. Anchors are like icebreakers. Okay, they fill ins, they add ins. All right, the main matter must be the main matter in negotiation. Another thing that is a common pitfall amongst negotiators globally is the fact that people sometimes give in too quickly. And when you leave such negotiation table, you feel bad that and I could have gotten it for a better price. So, what are some of the strategies you can use so that you will not give in too quickly? This is where trying to build rapport, even in the negotiation process, is very useful. You can use those filling times even to build rapport, and likewise, to push further even on, if possible, you can get a better deal. I want to say also another way in which you may not give in too quickly is if you are following the process of both parties, first of all, explaining the criteria that will make you to say yes to a negotiated arrangement. You've brought even transparently, so you allow the party to explain that, then you to explain yours. Then brainstorm very well. Let the other party listen to them well. And also, you have also your exhaustive argument or position. Explain your interest. Then let there be brainstorming enough. It is when it is exhaustive that there are no new ideas. Now we begin to pitch even these brainstorm ideas against even the criteria that both of you have set. Then you look for a common ground. Don't forget, we're looking for common interest, a common ground where one idea satisfies the criteria of A, satisfies the criteria of B. That is when you have reached what they call in research saturation point. And so once you've gotten to a saturation point of ideas, you'll find out that, look, even now, if you agree on a common ground of interest, even the way forward, it will be satisfactory to both parties, and you won't feel as if you have kept it too quickly. I hope we are together.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Now the next thing very quickly is, I told you within the continuum of intimidation, cowardice, and the extreme of overconfidence and arrogance, you have the sweet spots that we call assertiveness. So you must be careful that at no time should you be overconfident, at no time should you be intimidated or feel intimidated, because of perception. And at no time should you be arrogant. At all times, listen not only with your ears, listen with your mind. Don't let your mind, you might be the fast thinker, the much more intelligent party, but please don't rub it on the other party's face. You might be the one in, for instance, the department that is giving out the job, and so you think you have an upper hand on the supplier in negotiating. Don't go that route. Else, you might not have suppliers who will have your back in all situations. So don't gloat, even when you think you have had a very good deal. Don't gloat. All right. No, I mean, making derisive comments. All right. Speaking measured language, respectful measured language. It makes the other person to respond in like manner. So avoid overconfidence, avoid arrogance, and don't gloat. Another thing that balances, don't cave in too quickly. This is a balance to it. The balance is don't negotiate to death. Nowhere to stop negotiation. And the best place will be once you have set your best goal, you have presetted your goal before you come to the negotiation table. If you have attained that goal, screwing further and down, okay, for instance, maybe you have said before you left your department to go to the negotiation table, your HOD has told you that we will not buy that item for more than 100 naira. And you went to the negotiation table and you placed your point and all that. You've shown conditions within which you will say yes, blah, 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 and all that. The other party also have shown his own. And you now come to pricing. The other party says, for me to deliver on this job, on the dates you have put, according to the quality you are looking for, because 3 things are critical to negotiation, as in also project management. The first is the cost. The second is the quality. The third is the quantity. And an additional thing is the timing of delivery. The timing of delivery is the fourth that can be added to that. So if you have stipulated, for instance, the time wanting the supplier to deliver, what quantity, what quality, you are now, the fourth thing, which is the cost. Don't forget, it's the cost to you as the one who wants to buy, is a price to him who is giving the service. So if your cost and your price are not meeting, or they are far too much, one party will seem as if cheated. I said it's a cost to you that you are buying the service, is a price to him that is giving the service. You must reach a mid-sweet spot where the cost and the price are not too far. And that is the value point, where you think, okay, yes, the value is up to this. People feel cheated when they feel that what they are paying for what you are offering is too much. That is, they are perceiving that there is a lower value to the service or the product. So it is a perception of value that makes the cost and the price to align. So I'm saying, where you find it aligned, don't screw too further, else the other party will feel cheated. But if your intention is an enduring win-win relationship that will bring referrals and other business, please, you must bear this in mind. Manage aligning cost and price. This is very important. So these are some of the ways in which you will preempt pitfall in negotiation. At this point in time, I will want you to open your mics. We have time for questions and answers now. So there may be further things you want to clarify. You may also have some ideas regarding common pitfalls. We've said impatience, we've added impatience to it. I hope you've done that. Okay, you've added the fact that you are showing disrespect at the table. Okay, just like one of those said. So whatever you want to add at this point in time, let us listen. You can open your mic and let us discuss it further. So maybe let me ask one or two people. Amina, can you open your mic and tell us what other things do you think are pitfalls that can hinder effective negotiation? Let's speak. Let's speak. Amina, Ahmed, Adams. Yes, I can hear you, Amina.
Like I said, losing too much attention.
Okay, not giving too much attention. Great. So what does it?
Yes,
So,
while responding.
I didn't hear that.
While responding.
Why responding?
Yes, to others.
Okay. Not giving attention while responding to others, you said?
Yes.
Okay, that's very, very right. So, and when you don't give attention while responding, what perception are you passing across? How would the other person perceive you if you don't give attention while responding? Amina, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I said, what do you think will be the perception of the other party of you if you don't give enough attention while responding?
Won't understand what you are saying.
Okay, that's one perspective to it, that maybe you don't understand what he or she is saying. Very good. Thank you very much, Amina. Another angle to it.
You're welcome.
Thanks. So another angle to it may be that if you are not giving enough attention, he may perceive, he or she that you are negotiating with may perceive that maybe you are bored. It's not only that you don't understand, that you are bored, that is saying things that are boring to you. You are uninterested. So it's a disrespectful way of relating with the other party. So you must show interest. And I've told you, your body language is the best way of showing interest. Your body language is important. Very, very important. All right. Let's have another person who want to give us a feedback. Maybe you want to talk about still pitfall. You want to give a feedback about what you've learned at all. Let's open our mics. I need feedback about what you are taking home today and what you will do leaving this meeting. Ahmed, can you speak to us? Abdullah, speak to us. Adam, speak to us. Speak to us quickly. Alima, can you open your mic? Owokade, Femi, open your mic and let me have a feedback of what you have taken away from this session. Ruth, are you in class? Hello? Are you in class? I want feedback.
Hello, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. In this session, I've been able to harness my negotiating skills.
Good.
Yes, and I've been able to identify the possible errors that I encountered in time past that didn't make the negotiation go well.
Wow, that's awesome.
I've identified them. I know I will do better in the next time I find myself in negotiating
I love that.
discussion.
I love that.
So,
okay, thank you. So basically, I want to say thank you to Femi Owokade. That's awesome. He has been able to, to evaluate himself. He has been able to see how he has approached negotiations in time past. He has been able to see areas of pitfall that has made him not to have a winning negotiation in time past and what to do going forward. Awesome. I love that. Thank you, Femi Owokade. I want to have one or two other people. Salma Mohammed, Umu, can you open your mic? Muhammad, Salma, Umu, can you open your mic and speak to us? and also maybe Yetunde Jasmine, you can open your mic. Let's hear from you. What is your takeout from this session? What will you do differently? What will you stop doing? Don't forget, in any training, if learning must take place, there must be a change in behavior. And how do you want to assess that change in behavior? You must be able to identify what I must stop doing. You must be able to identify what you will start doing. You must be able to identify what you will do more. So that's a triangle of learning. The triangle of learning, what you will stop doing, what you will start doing, what you will do more. What you will start doing are things you've never done before, that's charting a new path. What you will stop doing, stopping an old path. What you will do more, that is reinforcing an old path. So these are the three ways to approach life. You reinforce an old path, you start a new path by doing new things, and you stop an old path even by stopping. So tell me, Muhammad Salma Umur, what will you start doing? What you will stop doing? What will you do more? Talk to me. Or Muhammad Fazeh. Muhammad Fazeh, talk to me. Ruth Richmond, go to the mic and let us know what you will start doing, what you will stop doing, and what you will do more. We are listening. Legemo, we are listening. What have you learned? Anybody on this call that can open the mic? I'm waiting. Am I alone on this call? Hello, sorry, connectivity is poor, I know. But let's, we are soon rounding off, but I want this feedback. They are very, very important. Hello. It is important I have this feedback. I want a feedback from everyone in this class. I have had feedback, from just few, so I want people to speak. Thank you, Amina, for speaking. Abdullah Hadi, Shehu, I want a feedback from you. What will you start doing? What will you stop doing? What will you do more? What are the lessons you are going home with after attending this negotiation skills training?